So the next commands or tools are sort points or sort point surface. They actually enable us to change the points that we have already into grids, and we actually don't use them here. The fourth option of create panel in grid is all about using a plane to create a grid. And it's safe to say that this part is the most practical part of this plugin. And this job would be possible in different states. Now we're gonna take a look at them. I go to the perspective view, and now here from the 0 point, I draw a deformable plane. I hold Ctrl-Alt-S so I can put it on actually shaded mode, and then I select the soft edit surface command here. U distance, for example, 30, and V distance 30 as well, and I want this page to be like this a bit. And now we'd better to make our layer and our surface black. In the next phase, we're going to look at the states that we can actually create grid on a surface. So we here have some options. The first one is surface domain number. Maybe we could say the most practical option here. And I finally actually select it, and then I select the surface. Okay, and I press enter, and here, as you can see, it creates me some points in on U and V directions, and I can increase or decrease the number of these points. It's a great idea to learn something here. When I use a plane as a base of making a grid, it creates on U and V directions some points. In these planes, it all depends on the way that we've created these planes, or if we've changed U and V after creating them. Here, if we want to, without using any types of command, if you want to determine the U and V directions for this plane, we can go to the actually option part. Here, view, and I go and select display mode, like shaded mode, and then ISO curve color usage here. Okay, like I would go for the third option. For example, here I would choose them to be red, and in V direction I would go for green, and then I press OK. And here I come and actually apply that command, the previous command that we talked about. And now here the red part is known as U direction, like 10. So it could make our job a bit easier. So let me delete this one and keep this one, and then I make several copies from this surface. So now here I go to the tab again, and I activated the command for the set time. And now I select my plane, and now here it asks for the distance between points on U direction. I give it 2, and on V direction 4. And we see on U direction, I mean the red one, the distances here are 2 units by 2 units. And on the V direction, I mean the green part, the distances are 4 units by 4 units. As you can see in this part, our last points, just to fill the plane, they have distance less than 2 or 4 units. And I can select the start of these, and I could say from where my points should start, or it should start from here. And we could see the changes at both sides. So in this state, I consider a distance for U and V directions. And if the plane doesn't cover with that distance, I'll fix the last point on the edges. And the next command is surface domain code. And now here I select a plane, and again U2 and V4. It asks me again about distances again. And we also have the options that we had it before in previous command. But here is a difference, and now I type the distance command. In quarter state, I have exactly 2 meters, but in lex state, 2 meters and 1 centimeter, or some other points, 2 meters and 13 centimeters. So in length, I consider the distance of the surface. For example, I can choose interpolate curve on surface, and then I would say this is my surface, and I would say to select a line between these 2 points. I activated the length to give it the length of this line. So up to now, we know that the surface domain length would give us the distance between points based on the plane. But in domain code tool, it gives us the distance directly. Then here I make another copy, and now let's go to the next item. Surface domain variable. Here with the help of this tool, we can change the distance between points here. You might ask on which base we should change it. I would say based on point attractor and curve attractor. You gotta change it. Actually, with the help of the options that we have here in distance method, we easily can change the distance of the location of these points. For example, with using a black and white picture and with a power that we dedicate to it, we give them a number. We consider a situation for these points. And then we say that in this situation, the points should be closer or not closer to each other. And we also determine the effectiveness of these points. We want to talk about different types of these states. Okay, I come here, I choose them, and I delete them. Then again, I make some copy out of my plane, and here we're going to talk about surface domain variable, and then I apply the command, and for example I put the number of UMV on 30. And now in the stance method part we can look at different states. The first state is Gaussian curvature and mean curvature. That puts the points based on the curvature of the surfaces. I activate the Gaussian curvature here, and then the attract method talks about closeness, away or toward. And then I select the plane. And as you can see, in some points are away or toward. And just to make it more clear, I put the magnitude part on 4, and then I select my plane again. So now it's more clear. So now here, let's say what does this Gaussian curvature mean? Actually, in Analyze tab, in surface part, we have an option Curvature Analyze, and from the styles that it could give me, I can select one of these two. I go for Gaussian state, and then I click on Auto Range. As you can see, there are some red and there are some blue parts and a scoop of color between them. And now based on the minimum and maximum, it changes the distance between points for us, and it creates the red part with more actually density, and the blue part are with more distance. And the next state is mean. I select it and then I activate Auto Range. It gives me a different graphic outlook here, and it also has minimum and maximum, and based on them it would arrange my grid points. Okay, I delete this part and then I go and activate this. Now I put it on mean curvature, and I put the magnitude on 5 and then select surface. And now here you can see the different distances between the points. I changed the attract method from away to toward, and magnitude 5 and mean curvature. We say that those parts that the curvature of the surface is different, those points should be away, or the distance would come closer. They are each other's reflect. Ctrl Z to save the plane. Now here I come here and I choose select interpolate curve on surface. I select the plane and I draw a line like this, and with the help of points for the next plane, I want a point here on this place, on this corner, and even this. Then again I go to the tab and I select this, and now I put it on point attractors. I select the plane and put the magnitude on 1. We could try more numbers. I select the surface. Without pressing the enter, it asks about attractor point. And now 1 point and another, and then enter. Now here we don't notice any specific change. Just to show you the tangible changes, I put the power on 5 and I actually select the plane and then points, and now enter. As you see in this part, the distance to two attract points from these 2 points starts from high level and actually to this border, that is the farthest distance to this point. We have the most intensive part. So I make a copy out of this plane and then create the points that we had before, and then I go and activate the previous command again, and then go to the attract method and put it on toward. I put the strength on 5, and then I select the plane and the point, and you can see it's vice versa. Okay, let's look at it wireframe. Even we can here select our planes, and we can turn off the ISO camera. We saw in previous state that the points that are further away from the attract points become denser, but in this case we see that the closer they are to our points, the denser they are. Now it's time to go for another command. I activate the command again. It's on curve attractors state and like number 3. I select the page here and then my attract line, and you can see it like this. And as you can see, the more close you become to the line, the points are denser. The further away from the line, the more separate the points become. Just to show it better, I put the number on a bigger scale, like 10, and select line and enter. Now it got crystal clear. The points are attaching to the line that we drew. And I hold Ctrl Z, and I don't think that I need these planes. I just keep this one and then I delete this line. And again I go to the paneling tools and I take the same pass, and this time I start using random state. I start with 4 and then 30 to 30. As you can see, it randomly closed some points. So some network like this, and maybe we don't want such a thing, but randomly it created it. Let's go to the next state. I apply the command again. Actually the next state that we're gonna talk about is bitmap. And based on blackness and wideness of a picture, it organizes the points for us. I put it on number 3, and then I select the plane. As we've seen before in previous states, it asked me to select your point or maybe select your plane. But in this state, it opens up a window. It asked me to select a picture. I have some pictures here, so I select this. We see that the black bar became a blank space, and the points are here. And then I choose another picture. So here strength could be more to be seen better. We see that based on the picture that I had, it scattered the points closer or further. Now the last thing that we have here is vector. And okay, guys, if I type dir here and then select a plane, actually we see that here the normal vector of the page is changed. See? We can here use the domain variable and distant method of vector For example, 3, we can select a plane and consider a line. The line that I take in this part is actually considered as a baseline. I want to consider a line, something like this. It takes it as a actually baseline, and it compares the normal vector of this plane according to this line. And then again, a domain variable, vector state, and for example 3, and page and our line. The points that its a normal vector is close to this, for example here and here, it actually take them in one way, and the places that are different, the higher are the angles of vectors. Or actually other state, I can choose even a way, plane and line like this, and so I can put it on 4. We see that the places whose normal vector that I could show with dir are close to the vertical. It's the same as this line. It became denser, and the places its vertical vector has higher angle is actually more separated. The next state that we want to talk about is surface 3D distance. And with the help of this command, I can select this page, and then I can select a point as a base, and I can consider the direct distance of points on U and V. For example, in U4 and in V4 as well. It gives me a preview here. I keep the extend on and I confirm this command. I obtain such a result. I do it again. Okay, now here extend is off, and the result is this. Guys, what matters here is the distance between points. You might say that in some points it's a bit closer, but we say that the direct distance is the exact number that we gave. I mean number 4. So it is 4 meters. Whatever 2 points on this page is 4 meters. Now, as you can see, when I divide 4 by 4, my points are going to be finished somewhere. It asks me if I extend so that your points go out, or I don't take that, and it could be like this. And we had a state before. We had already an option called domain code here. We said that in this state, the distance between U and V, the distance between points are considered directly. The difference between chord and 3D distance is the state that we see here. The endpoints, it's finished or it could be extended. But in actually this state, it puts points to the extended part. And here on the border, there are points with closer distance. So we elaborate on this state, I mean extend. Now I delete these pages and I go for the last command in this tab for making a grid. First one is one direction curve projection. Okay guys, I drew something like this, and then make 2 copies out of it, and then with the help of loft, I made him a surface. Yes, such a surface. I select the surface. With the help of isolate, I keep the surface and I hide the other lines. And then I draw a line like this. And maybe the control points of this line could be like this. Or it could be like here. Like this. Okay, it's now time to go to the paneling tool and activate the command. With the help of this command, I have a surface and a line. My line would be arrayed and then could be projected on the surface. The lines that could be created with projecting could play the role of the lines that I need in my grid. And then when I apply the command, it asks about the surface, and then it talks about select curve. If I had the line I selected, and if I don't have it, I can draw one. I select add curve. Now there are here options. We have nothing to do with group and name of grid. I click on the curve option. Actually, number of cuts is actually the number of this line arrays, and I put it on 10. And the distance between arrays, for example, 2. As you can see here, extrude method should be parallel, and it's extrude direction. I click on it and I say, and here I hold Control and go to the up, as you can see here. And the projection direction, I hold Shift now, and I organize the direction of projection, and then I confirmed it. As you can see, the lines that was arrayed for me in previous state falls now on the surface. Now here in reduction part, I can organize the numbers of the lines here, like 20. And when I actually do this, the points are going to be created for me. Like I select these and I say I want a grid of points, and it should be located in the part that my lines are projected. So again, I delete the lines and points, so we can have a practice with the option of this command. Before doing this, I select my surface and I put the ISO curves off to see it better. And then I wanted to mirror it, and then here I clicked on it and type -1. I go to the paneling tool and I choose this command. This is my surface. I don't have any line here, so I choose from the options line, and then I'd say from here to here. Again, in curve option, I put the number, for example, on 15, and the distance 1.5. And then extrude direction in this way, and the projection could be like this, a bit up. You see, okay, now the points are created for us. If we wanted to change the number, we could use the grid option. We change the number of span, and then finally, with pressing the enter, the grids of points would be created for me. And the last command that we have here for making a grid is actually two-direction curve projection. And with the help of intersections of two lines, I create a grid on a actually surface. This is my surface. So the first line, I don't have any line here now. I draw my first line here, and maybe the next line is from the center, like this. In the first curve part, I need to set the setting again. For example, I want actually 20 lines, and their distance 2 meters. Extra direction go up, and the project this way. Then I order it to project these lines on the surface. And now, as you can see, my lines are on the surface. And actually for the second line, I can say it should be the polar. (20) and angle 18. And then I can change the project. For example, to the top. Okay, I ordered it to project these lines up. So to sum up, I had two types of lines. One line on the ground, rotated, that were supposed to project up, and some other line like this, that were parallel to the x-axis, which were copied to the direction of z, and they finally projected on the axis y.